Even though I've got 1,500 videos that explain various nootropic regimens, sometimes people just want a cookie cutter, like kind of done for you regimen. And I'm going to give you that in this video. Look, I've been putting nootropic stacks together for high level business people and executives for going on 16 years. And I just know what works and what combination that registers pretty epic brain performance. So in this video, rather than going through every nootropic, what I'm going to do is break down a Monday through Friday stack list. Stacks that you can take that are already put together, that are already tested, that work well for generally most people. But if you're new to nootropics, or you've already been taking cognitive enhancing chemicals and you just want to switch it up and try something new that's highly effective, delivered from an expert, we're going to break it down in this video. So sit tight. In the meantime, we wouldn't be alive without your support of our epic products. All products, I'm telling you, the timing on this is just like really stellar. Products that I built. Number one, Supercharged Dopamine, the holy grail of dopamine hacking. It's a video course. Number two, Nootropics Mastery, another video course breaking down nootropics and how to use them. Coupon codes, 20% off right now. The code for that is 20 now on both those courses. Cortex Stack, look, focus and flow in a bottle, but also potent stimulant energy. 25% off, code for that is 25. Cortex. Torque Stack, the most purchased nootropic on the web, hands down, high level motivation, focus, and energy. Code for that is 25. Torque gets you 25% off. And lastly, I am a consultant on TRT, nootropics, energy optimization, sexual dysfunction, ED, host of other things. You can hire me in under a minute at livecortex.com. I'm going to expand now. Prepare yourself. So look, as I said in the beginning, like I have broken down and formulated many different nootropic stacks, more than I can count, and I've gotten really good at it. People hire me typically when they're getting into nootropics and they're high-level business people but don't really want to understand any of the methodology or how to stack things to formulate stacks for them. So in this video, what I want to do is kind of just, if you're not looking to put the brain work into formulating stacks and running all the experiments to test which works well for you, and you'd rather just have a solid framework, a solid regimen for Monday, for Tuesday, for Wednesday, for Thursday, and for Friday of nootropic stacks to take that are generally well tolerated and generally effective for most people, you've come to the right video. And let's start. These are in order from Monday through Friday. So that first modafinil stack, that's your Monday stack. And the bromantane stack on the bottom is your Friday stack, right? Let's start. Let's get into it. Let's break it down. Number one, look, no regimen is complete without modafinil in the mix. Look, people can take modafinil pretty consistently, but it's really kind of good to vary. And especially if you want different effects for different kinds of work that you're going to be doing, taking modafinil once or twice a week is actually super optimal. So what I would suggest on Monday, Monday, that's the day you go back to work. Your brain needs to be functional. You get a lot of stuff to do. The world is back. Is modafinil between 75 and 150 milligrams. All right. That is the range wherein people get the best effects without side effects. Now, if you notice, I've got 500 milligrams mecunapurines in with that modafinil, which is really important. Modafinil blocks dopamine transporters, elevates extracellular dopamine levels. As a result, you have a mild temporary depletion of dopamine for maybe a day or two post dosing it. The way you get around that, though, is you dose mecunapurine so that you have naturally occurring levodopa as a direct building block to brain available dopamine. 500 milligrams is a good dose. 1,000 plus tends to make people a little anxious because it's raising adrenaline and noradrenaline too. So stick with your modafinil dose at 75 to 150 and then add 500 milligrams mecunapurines either when you administer the modafinil or any time that day. You just want to get it in that day. So get that mecunapurines in there. You'll thank me later.
Just a little reminder to you guys, when you hit the like button, it actually makes a real big difference on the channel, okay? So if you would, just take a little bit of time out of your fucking day and hit the goddamn like button.
Number two, this is Tuesday. Again, easy stacks, cookie cutter stacks, but that do work well for most folks. 150 milligrams teacrine, 300 milligrams Alcar, 60 milligrams theobromine, 150 milligrams theanine. Again, you're running this one time weekly, and this would be on Tuesday. Now, this is an incredible breakdown because you got teacrine energizing your brain, Alcar giving you some more brain energy, also some more of a focus and memory and verbal fluency neurotransmitter called acetylcholine. Theobromine is the stimulant that's in chocolate and yerba mate. It's actually a much cleaner stimulant than caffeine. It's honestly epic. Then though, 150 milligrams L-theanine. You add that into an otherwise stimulant stack, well then you got perfect focus and flow, right? You have the high-powered brain energy, but you're kind of chilled out a little bit. That is the recipe for meditation, for creativity, and for flow. All right, so that's stack number 2. Run that on Tuesday. Stack number 3, which would be for Wednesday, is the AACT stack. This is a famous stack that I formulated years ago that when I told people, I mean 9 out of 10 or 85 out of 100 people were like, this stack fucking rocks. It's a simple breakdown, all right? It's 75 milligrams alpha GPC, 400 milligrams Alcar, 120 milligrams caffeine, and this is in coffee preferably because caffeine powder is more potent. It's just isolated, so it's stronger. So you just want to drink, a cup and a half or so of coffee, and then 150 milligrams of theanine. Okay, the AACT stack is like all a lot of people are going to need for 1 or 2 or even 3 days out of their week. But for all intents and purposes regarding this regimen, just run it 1 time a week. Number 4, to keep things simple, because look, not everybody wants to constantly be weighing nootropic powder and putting it all together in capsules. And yeah, I mean, those of us that are geeked out on it will definitely do that. I mean, that's what we do. It's what we like doing. But like, to make it easy, you want to rotate a good pre-made stack in there. Okay. Rotate either Cortex, which is phenomenal for energy and focus and flow, Torque, which is phenomenal for motivation, focus, verbal fluency, that brain energy that lasts pretty much a good degree of the day. Even Alpha Brain. All right. Alpha Brain is Aubrey Marcus's product. You've probably heard Joe Rogan talk about it. And it's a pretty good product, right? It's got some huperzine A in it, has some alpha GPC. They got some theanine. They have a little bit of oat straw extract. I think there's some tyrosine in there. Generally speaking, it works pretty good for most people, right? So you just want to rotate a good pre-made stack in there, right? So just for simplicity's sake, as well as kind of varying the compounds that you're taking throughout the day. I think this makes the regimen a lot easier. So Thursday, rotate a pre-made stack of the stacks that you see on the screen, go to town and be productive. Friday, to switch kind of back to dopamine, which we were working on predominantly in the first stack with modafinil and mucuna, you'd want to run 50 milligrams bromontane, 150 milligrams dynamine, and then 5 milligrams Nootropic. Now, this is a very powerful stack, but it's balanced and dosed correctly. With bromontane, you don't want to go super high. It has the ability to disrupt sleep or be potently overstimulating. It potentiates the power of other dopaminergic stimulants or other dopamine rising or elevating agents. But it's a synthetic adaptogen, otherwise known as an actoprotector. It just makes you respond better to stress. It gets you more mental resilience when you're working on stuff. I mean, your brain's going to have a lot more power with bromontane in the picture. Dynamine, that is a modulator of the same receptors that caffeine works on, but it just does it in a way which negates the effect of tiredness. It's almost like your tiredness switch is shut off, and dynamine onsets very quickly. I mean, when I take dynamine by itself or with a stack, I'm feeling the dynamine in 5 to 10 minutes. Honestly, it's like right away, dude. I've got 5 milligrams of Nootropic in there because you have some dopamine style energy. You have like general energy with dynamine. But then Nootropic is clinosensitizing, so that the whole functional part of your brain, focus, verbal fluency, memory, your thinking cap. You put your fucking thinking cap on when you take Nootropic. It's dosed moderately. That stuff is fickle, okay? You don't want to go too high because you're going to get side effects, and you don't want to go too low because you're not going to notice anything. With Nootropic, it's honestly best dosed between 5 and 7 milligrams. This is generally speaking, and for most people. If you're stacking it with other things, 5 is enough, okay? Take note to it. Right? See how you feel. Observe how good your brain's functioning on that stack. This is the Friday stack. This bromontane stack, take on Friday. Generally, I suggest for hardcore productive people, you almost have to trade off and balance it out with taking days off of nootropics, and particularly the weekends, right? So Saturday and Sunday, you wouldn't want to be dosing any nootropics. Your brain needs some time to go back to normal, to recuperate. If you've been firing a neurotransmitter at some excessive level, it's got to balance out for a day or two. Take the weekend off, give yourself a break, come back. This here is a good regimen to continue taking. Like, you know what I mean? If you have to change the doses around, so be it. All good. These are, again, generally applicable to most folks. Therein, you have a perfect regimen. For those confused about nootropics and putting stacks together that work and ordering different nootropics and just trying to find like what works, like just run this regimen. I mean, this is a killer regimen that you can start now. If you need my help on nootropics, you can hire me because I'll formulate you stacks. We've got consults that are actually dedicated to nootropics specifically. The nootropics package is one of them, but you can book book a call with me. You can do an email back and forth with me regarding nootropics. You can hire me in under a minute at livecortex.com. 2 stacks that work without question is number 1, the Torque stack. This is 25% off right now, guys. Code for that is 25 Torque. Go get a bottle. You will love this stuff. My other brainchild, Cortex, high level focus and flow, but clean stimulant energy, 25% off. The code for that is 25 Cortex. Again, the most popular products that we've launched besides the stacks have been Supercharged Dopamine and Nootropics Mastery. These are quick but highly efficient, informationally dense video courses, and there's a discount on those. The code is 20 now, saves you 20% right now. All right, everybody, we are back in action for the week, for January, for the new year. I've got much more content on deck for you boys. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you have a great week, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Look right in mine eyes. Subscribe to the channel, please. It really makes a difference. I would really appreciate it if you would just hit that sub button. Go ahead and do it. I'll wait.